Hey guys, lockdown training session. Hopefully you got some set up at home, some mats, a grappling dummy, or somebody that you can practice these techniques on, okay? So today I'm just going to go over techniques from side mount, okay? Some simple techniques, and hopefully you can do these at home. And even if you can't do them at home, it's just important to keep your brain sharp, right? Even though I haven't done a lot of training, I'm always watching, watching fights, watching technique videos, keeping my mind sharp, and you can do the same, okay? Fighting is very much a mental thing. So, let's start out with some simple techniques here. I'm going to get my grappling dummy to have his arms up high, kind of in that home position where we like to start from, okay? So very common, you get this arm coming across your neck. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up the Chimera attack from side mount. I'm going to grab his shoulder and I pick him up a little bit, right? Expose his back. Now I bring my other arm over to the other side and I put that under his shoulder. So I've really isolated his one arm. Now I'm going to lean my chest forward, okay? Making sure that I don't bring my bum up in the air. I lean forward, okay? And now what I'm going to do, a sneaky thing, I'm going to put my chin on top of the wrist here. And it just holds it in place for a sec, and it makes a little space between my neck and his arm so that I can slide this hand inside. See how I did that? Slide it inside and get on top. And I do that with the chin here, okay? With it under my neck, I can't get this hand through. When I put the chin there, now I got a little natural hole that I can stick this hand through. Come around here, grab the wrist, put the hand on top. I'll back up a little bit so you can see. You lift the elbow up and you drag the hand backwards across the mat in a paintbrush fashion. Okay, let's do that again. I'm here. Okay, pick him up a little bit. Hand over to the other side. Chest weight. Chin in front of the wrist. Make the space. Bring the hand in front. Lift the elbow. Boom. Chimera. Okay? So that's attack number one. Americana. I said Chimera. Americana from side mount. Okay? And you threaten that, and it's going to create all kinds of other opportunities. Let's go into one of those opportunities right now. So, he has his hand underneath my neck, which is smart. Getting ready to escape, I bring this hand over to the other side, put pressure. He counters by bringing this hand up and hides it over top of my shoulder. Okay? You'll run into this situation a lot. Right now, I'm going to bring my other leg. When he makes this move, I want to trap his other arm. So I slide my knee across his arm here. Now, I bring my other knee underneath his armpit and windshield wiper here. See that technique? Here. So now I've got this arm isolated. Now I'm free to pick him up on his side, step over top, pivot, and I can finish with the straight arm bar here. Very simple. Or coming back, if he's protecting this hand, say he's grabbing his belt, or even grabbing his hands together here, I would switch arms. This arm comes in, that arm comes out. Grab the wrist, pull it away, and there's the Chimera lock there. So let's review that again. Starting from the home position. I'm here, pick him up, arm to the other side, chin in front. I threaten with the Americana, he brings his hand over. Okay, so now I hold this arm tight, I bring my hand up towards my shoulder. Now I want to pin the other arm with my other leg here. I use my hand to push that arm down if it's not in the right position. Shin comes across the arm, windshield wiper now. Step over the head, pick him up on his side. Now this time I'm going to go right to Chimera. This hand comes in, other hand comes out. The hand that just came out is going to grab the wrist. So I go here, wrist grab my own wrist, arm behind the back, and there's our Chimera lock here. Okay, if he has a really flexible shoulder, you might have to drag this knee backwards as you push his wrist towards the back of his head. Okay? So that's a common technique that you're going to see from side mount. Another thing that could happen is he puts his arm over the high shoulder. So I call this the low shoulder. It's closest to his legs. The high shoulder is the one closest to his head. I'm here in side mount. Okay, I bring my hand from behind his head and I double up the attack on this arm. He brings this arm over the high shoulder. Okay, so what can we do with a high shoulder attack? Very similar to the low shoulder attack. I bring my hand up towards my shoulder. Okay, and now step over top, spin, and I would finish with a very similar straight arm bar from there. Other attacks when he goes high shoulder. All right, in the side mount, I double the attack. He reaches over the high shoulder here. Okay, I could come back around the head and set up the head and arm choke here. Sliding my shin across the belly. Windshield wiper my legs across. Flatten out. Now there's a lot of details in the head and arm choke. Okay, I'm not going to get into a ton of details there. It is a very technical choke, but just understand that when that arm comes over the high shoulder, when you're in side mount, the head and arm choke is going to be the logical potential next step. Okay. Moving right along. Here I am in side mount. Now what I'm going to do is, especially if he's really strong and he's pushing me up in the air with his hands, okay, I'm going to jump straight up into knee on belly. So here I am in side mount. I'm holding him down. He's in the home position and he's strong. He starts pushing me away. I'm going to jump up to knee on belly. Don't fight that upward, right, motion. Just go with it. And I'm going to come here to knee on belly. Knee on belly and side mount, very similar, a lot of similar attacks. A lot of times what they try and do is they put that hand on the knee, okay? He wants to try and push my knee away. When I feel that happen, I reach inside and I grab his tricep here, okay? Now what I'm going to do, this is just a detail I do. I don't see too many other people do it. Here, okay? I grab his arm. Now watch my right foot. What I do after I grab that tricep is I bring that foot over to the other side of this arm, right? And that might be a little bit tricky. I'm gonna have to push it down first and then step that foot. Now what this means, once I've stepped this foot over here by his head, is that when I step around his head in transition, see how my leg is right over top of his head instead of being under his arm. And I'd rather do the arm lock here with my leg over top of his head than the leg under the arm. So this is across his chest. He'd be able to push my leg. He'd be able to defend his arm better. I'd much rather have this situation here, okay? Where I have my leg over top of the head. I can pinch my heel in tight and pinch my knees together, and this is a strong arm lock position. So he might grab his hands together. When the hands come together, I bring this foot over to the other side. Now it depends on how he's protecting his arms, the different kinds of attacks I would do depending on how he grabs his arms to defend. Okay, he has his counters, I have my counters, etc. So where was I there? Right. Side mount, knee on belly. I'm here in side mount. He starts to push me up. Jump to knee on belly. He puts his hand on my knee to push my knee off. Reach inside, grab the tricep. Now I'm going to step my left foot over top of his arm and put my foot by his head. And that leg is going to be over top of his head when I do my spin around arm bar. Okay? Before you do the spin around arm bar, pick him up on his side a little bit. So you can jam your foot right underneath the back. And now his shoulder's right between my legs. Nice arm bar there. One more time. Side mount, knee on belly, trap the far side arm, spin around arm bar. Here, pushes me up, knee on belly, hand to the knee, reach inside, push the arm, trap the arm, up, twist, grab. Oh yeah, grab that far side leg too, is another option stopping them from doing the hitchhiker escape, okay? So that's attack number 3. Okay. So, sometimes when you're in side mount, the guy is going to defend mount position on you, right? He doesn't want you to move to mount. So what he'll do is he brings this leg up. Now either put the foot on the inside of his knee here, or he might put his foot just on top here like this. Okay? So this leg is floating. We got options, okay? One of my favorites is a transition to dope mount. Step this over top, okay? And now I got his legs. He's in the empty half guard. I actually did this in an MMA fight once. Slide this knee between, lift the head up, knee in the belly, and there I am in full mount. I'm here in side mount, keeping this leg high, okay, to prevent mount. His left leg is high, so I step my left leg between his legs and put my knee to the ground, okay? I want to try and keep his back pretty flat to the ground. He's probably not going to want to turn and give me his back anyways. He's going to just keep himself there. Now I take my other leg and I put that between his legs. So I have both of my legs between his legs. Now I step over top. And you notice I want to go to mount, but his elbow and knee are really close here, so it creates a wall. So I'm going to lift his head up here. Now I got the room to stick my knee in. And now I just step right here into full mount. And full mount is a really good position. I would try and transition. The reason why I like the full mount so much is because you can transition very easily to the back. And that's, you know, most of the time where we want to aim for. Okay? If he absolutely will not give you the back, then it's going to create other opportunities for you. Okay? But you're in a fight, self-defense, jiu-jitsu, MMA, whatever, you want to get to their back. You can attack them, they can't attack you. Some stuff falling out of them here. Alright, one more time. Side mount to dope mount. He brings this leg high to defend, okay? I want to step my leg between his legs. Both knees. Step out. Head comes up. Knee in the belly. Step that other leg out of empty half and come here into full mount. Now that move to mount I made, anytime he turns on his side, right, like he might be turned on his side to try and hip escape and push down, I just respond by sliding my knee up above his head. Now, even if he does manage to get into half guard, even if he does manage to push my foot down and get my foot stuck between his legs there, I would just counter reaching underneath the head and arm, sit on my bum, pick him up into a sitting position, and hook, okay? It's just like chess, right? I've been playing a lot of chess lately, so everything's jiu-jitsu and chess. All my analogies. So there's a way that we can go from side mount to full mount and then back control. One of my favorite techniques, like I said, I pulled that off in my second MMA fight when I was in Winnipeg. I got some boos and ahs from the crowd when I pulled that one off. So, good technique. Anyway, guys, I hope this has been informative and helpful. And I look forward to seeing all Forge members back at the gym when this lockdown ends. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Have a good day, guys.